welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Button Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Before I introduce my guest tonight, I want to take a quick second and give a shout out to our sponsors. We got 420 Bliss located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, New York, located right in the Walmart Plaza. Make sure you stop in there, check them out. Everything you're looking for, flowers, pre-rolls, edibles, vapes, disposables, you name it, they got it. Let them know the Pitch Button Puff crew sent you. Also, check out Trouble Off the Tee, TroubleOffTheTee.com. They got polos, hats, quarter zips, you name it, they got it. Promo code RGB for 15% off site-wide. And on the polos, you got promo code PUFF for a buy one, get one free. So make sure you take advantage of that. But tonight, I'd like to introduce Jonathan and Nick, the owners of SnapCaddie. What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast.
What's up?
How you doing? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys jumping on. I appreciate the SnapCaddie. I've been using it since I got it. It matches my bag perfect with stripes and everything. It's literally perfect. But yeah,
Down points.
Yeah. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you got into golf?
Yeah, we grew up together, actually. Small town. It's called Lexington, Michigan. Absolutely nothing to do. I actually really didn't start our golf careers till later on in life, right? Came kind of a necessity with some of the business I do, and started out as just a fun hobby and slowly turned into an obsession. So.
Yep. That's like most people, yeah. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, we started around the same time really getting into it, which was probably late 20s, early 30s maybe. Not to age myself too much here, but yeah, once we started passing around golf clubs, didn't basically just putting together sets, and then next thing you know, all of my money was going towards golf, and I was
no doubt. I totally understand that. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm the same way. I started playing at, let's see, I'm 40 now, so I started playing in my early 30s. About 7 years ago, and it was one of those things where I was always good at all the other sports, football, baseball, basketball, where I could hold my own at least. And I went out on the golf course and I'm hitting ground balls and I'm going right. And I'm like, this game is hard. Like, I used to make fun of one of my buddies because he was doing it when we were in our 20s, teens and 20s. He was going out and playing in golf leagues and all this. By the time we were 30 and I went out and played with him, he's a scratch golfer. I'm like, man, I should have been out there golfing with you the whole time. I apologize for busting your balls, man. But this is what, we didn't do it back when we were kids. It wasn't something we did. It wasn't something we did.
I completely agree with that. It was not a big sport when we were growing up. So we got a couple of buddies like that too, scratch golfers, and they just go out and embarrass you, right?
Oh, yeah. They make the shit look so easy, man. Like my one buddy, Dan, doesn't even bring his putter up. If he's around the green, he doesn't even bring his putter because he knows he's going to chip it in he's either going to make it or he's going to tap it in. It's crazy. It's absolutely
One day.
It wasn't today for me, I can tell you that. But so let's hear a little bit about SnapCaddie and where the idea came from and why you guys created it.
Yeah, I mean, was honestly looking at my bag one day and I had like 5 things hanging from my one hook, and it's like you're moving them around and it just looked cluttered and, not clean. So kind of messed around with the idea of like, oh, maybe there's something I could just snap to the other side of my bag real quick or attach. Started Googling some stuff. I really couldn't find anything, honestly. And the few things I did find, like I would never put them on my bag, right? Your bag's nice. You got a nice bag. You want it to look clean. You want it to have some style. So I started messing around with kind of the idea of how I'd make it, some different designs. My mom taught me how to sew, the basics, got me a machine. And the first ones were not pretty. Kind of a little bit of a learning curve. And, kind of tweaked the design as I went along and, ended up with kind of what we have today. So
Nice.
Kind of was just born out of necessity in a way and turned into, hey, this is a good idea. This is a good idea, right? Make them for some of my buddies. And, 10 years from now, if I saw it on the market and I hadn't at least tried to make it, I'd probably kick myself. So I was like, why not go for it? Everyone seems to like it.
So you hand make all these yourself?
Me and my mom. Yep.
Wow, that's
one at a time.
Man.
Bennett it was a great idea when you're looking at our bags, and like you said, he had things hanging, and so did I, and whatnot. And then we noticed that some of the bags had buttons on it, like both of ours did, and we never used the buttons unless we had the cover on, but that's rare. And that was where that SnapCaddie came into play right there. He was like, you can snap a button right onto that, make that useful, and it still looks clean and it hides the button. I like that, the little cap, and it looked, it just looks sharp.
Yeah, because like you said, no one, like most people ride in a cart. There's not too many walkers out there nowadays, and every cart's got a cover if it does rain. So you just pull that over, so no one's using their bag cover, their actual bag cover that comes with it. So, I mean, I love mine too, because no matter where you are in the cart, if you're passenger or driver or whatever, you can switch it back and forth. The convenience of it. And then for me, for example, my brush, I just broke the retractable thing. So now I just clip it to the SnapCaddie. I got that extra, 6-8 inches, whatever it is, and I'm boom, good to go. I'm not worried about the wire.
That too.
That's perfect. Yeah, I mean, no one likes bumping into the other guy when you're trying to grab your brush or your finder, your towel, when you got hooks are on the same side of the cart. So yeah, and then it was just figuring out different designs and kind of what would look good with different bags. Like for yours, right, black and white. So kind of you can kind of create your own style with it as well, which I like different material, different fabrics. So it's been fun messing around with it.
Do you do customizations and stuff?
I've started to like monogram, things like that. So next step for me is an embroidery machine, because then I can actually start putting logos, right? Like your logo in the background there. Yep. My vision is like go to a pro shop, right? Any kind of pro shop course logo that you want, any kind of company logo that you want on there. I've sold a few to actually guys I work with for district meetings and things like that. So, I think there's a big market for it. Just got to start getting it out there now.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is because the golf world, even like in the podcast side of it with golf, there's 1,000 golf podcasts. Like that's part of the reason I did the puff aspect of this, just to be different. It's not even really something I really go heavy on, but it's something that I can work a bunch of different angles with it. It makes me stand out, opposed to just this golf podcast or whatever it is. So that's the whole thing. You got to try to stand out in some way.
And some people, mixing the two is pretty cohesive. I feel like they can go together pretty well on multiple levels of skill sets, as well as just new golfer. I mean, they're similar.
Golf and cannabis are similar. They bring people together. Like I go out and golf with, my buddy Fairway Mike. He's 70 plus years old. I go out golf with him 3-4 times a week. Like the guy, I would have never really hung out with him or met him if it wasn't for golf. And then there's people I met just hanging around because we were at a party one day smoking, and now I'm still friends with them 20 years later. It's just they're very similar in the same. I never really thought of it like that until just now, but they're very similar in
what I would do for a nickname with Fairway in it.
Fairway, to that point, the community too, like meeting you. Just meeting some of the other guys. Like, I mean, I've sent SnapCaddies all over the United States, just, hey, try it out. I'm getting good feedback. I mean, the golf community is great. All the support I've gotten from other guys trying to start up their own brands, changing products, getting just kind of exchanging swag, right? So, I mean, the golf community and all the followers and all the support. Thanks, guys, out there. So it's been really nice. It's kind of just created a nice little bond with some of these guys, so.
Right,
I'm watching New York. You best believe we're going golfing, Roger.
Oh hell yeah, man! We got some tournaments coming up this summer. You guys are more than welcome to pop out. We got one in the middle of July and then one mid-August. So we got some things cooking up here. Trying to get this New York Legends club off the ground. It's going to be basically like my whole plan is to do like 2-man scramble tournaments. It's my buddy Mike out in LA has a whole group. He's got almost 200 people under his belt now. So. Wow. It's really growing out there. So he'll be on later in the week where we're gonna have a nice little announcement coming from that as well. So some cool shit happening. It's tough, man. You got to stay busy in this. You got to keep grinding, like in your guys' thing. You got to get out there, get the name out there. get the ads out, do all that kind of stuff. It's not easy. And
it's a full-time job, and I'm sure we all work, we all have other jobs, full-time, right? Come home and then, working on the SnapCaddies at night, or the social media aspect of it, or, just trying to get them out there. So you get your tournament off the ground, let me know. I'll send you out some SnapCaddies you can give away. So.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So how long has the brand been going? How long you guys been up and running?
The idea was probably like a year and a half ago. And then, it took me probably a good 5-6 months to actually like commit and say, all right, like I'm doing this. Went and saw a patent lawyer, got that all filed so I could say patent pending. And then after I submitted the patent, changed the design on him and was like, is this going to cost me any more money? He's like, nope, it's close enough. So there's an actual, length, width, everything, drawings made to spec. So, it's probably close to a year and a half, 2 years now since I kind of like first conceived the idea. But really, the Instagram and, getting them out there and selling them probably like it's only been a couple months now, 3-4 months. So still relatively newer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say this. I just seen you recently when I first, reached out to you. This is the first time I ever seen it, and I was like, wow, this is a great idea. Just the concept of it really is a great idea.
How did you come across it?
I was on Instagram. It was on Instagram. I don't know if I seen it in a story or I was just doom scrolling, as I call it. I seen it, and it was one of those things where you're scrolling and then you stop and go back to what did I just see there? Because half the time I'm just zoning out just for something to do because I can't find anything else to do, and I seen it, so I was like, oh, I popped back, I went on the page, did a little search and seen some different videos, pictures, stuff like that, and then that's when I reached out to you guys. Hey man, this is a pretty cool concept. Let's get on the pod.
Yep. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's trying to be a little different, right? Like you said, unique, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to grab people's attention. So, the social media thing, man, I'm like no expert, right? I'm just trying to come up with something creative, something, catchy, music, whatever, pictures it is. So,
it's an algorithm. Get in that algorithm.
Yeah.
Have you had any issues with yours? It's been my button is it is good to go. Like I feel like I hung a bunch of stuff from it and went cart crashing around.
Yeah, I got no problems. I bounce it back and forth too, so it's not like it's just sitting there in the one spot. So like I'm using it, and moving it, and everything else. And it's been 2 weeks now. I've had no issues whatsoever.
Nice, Bennett. That's that craftsmanship.
Yeah,
that's crazy that you make these by hand. I figured you just shipped it out somewhere and got a bunch, but no, if you're hand making those, man, it's insane.
Yeah,
the time consuming factor of it's crazy.
Labor's free right now with me and my mom, but yeah. But if I got a large order somehow, I'd be taking a day off of work to bust these out. Like I got a pretty good stock right now. Probably like 25, 30 of each color or so. But yeah, if something happened overnight, I'd be like, oh, man. I'd be calling in some favors for sure.
I was going to mention earlier, when you go to like nice stay in plays and whatnot, like Whistling Straits, Pebble, Harbor Town, any nice course, I feel like they'll usually have a little accessory or something at the end, whether it's a divot tool or an emblem or something along those lines. But once the embroidery is up and running and you get are you getting a club started this year? Is that what you said, this summer?
Yeah, it's trying to start like a golf club. Yep. Something we really don't have here in upstate New York. So be a little bit different.
When people get together or play or whatever, that'd be something I could see, like once they get a little more traction, it being, and we get a few more Bennett's just stitching these up.
Yeah.
Something at the end of a nice accessory for your bag, definitely at the end of a round. Because I've noticed that as I've gone to nicer courses, the accessories that they give me, I've gotten worse as the years have gone. I'm like, dang, we're getting, skimping out on me.
Yeah, getting those plastic, just look like bingo marker, wall markers and stuff. Yeah, that's craziness. But no, so what should we expect from you guys in the future here? What is your big plans for the future?
Actually already working on a 2.0 design.
Okay.
So there's going to be a second one coming out. I've already, we worked on a few prototypes, kind of got them made. I just need to talk to the lawyer if I can add it to the existing patent or if I got to file a whole brand new one. So there's been some slight modifications, definitely more colors. I don't have them all up yet. Some of the newer ones, like Nick's wife, she's really into fashion, so she's been kind of giving me some ideas about some different color combinations and schemes that look really, really nice and classy. So definitely some new designs, some new products. Just trying to get it out there right now. Get to the point where I have to grow, and I can't sit and make these by hand. Right? That's the goal. So
what we were just talking beforehand. Getting a website up and running would be near future ideally.
Yeah, so you guys just basically you can find just go through your Instagram and you have an Etsy page right now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And it's experiencing some technical difficulties right now. So working on that on the back end. So there was something that got screwed up. So if you guys do go to the Etsy shop and it says, hey, they're on vacation mode, should be up and running here in the next day or so.
Always something, dude. Always something.
That's the website. Need to get away from Etsy, right? So nothing against them, but having their own official website. So that's the next goal, right? Just kind of start scaling and growing. So
yep. Hey man, that's how you do it. That's why I reach out to like up in new brands and stuff like that, because I'm also a newer podcast. I've been doing it for a year, but I didn't really start taking it serious until January, February, like bringing on guests and stuff like that. Normally it was just busting chops with the guys. And just talking about our Sunday rounds and shit. But now it's turning into a little bit more things. I got sponsorships coming on and stuff like that. It's just cool. It's fun, if anything, meeting cool people and shit, and learning everybody's story. So if anything else, it's fun.
I've been watching them. They're very informational, and you have a lot of good guests on too. So that's part of the exciting part, right? Watching your little baby grow in a way. So.
That's it. And it's crazy too, because like I try to mix it up to the point too where like if you're listening, you don't know what kind of episode you're going to listen to. It could be about, like I had the guy from Squares on the golf shoes. It could be about golf shoes. It could be about putters. It could be about cannabis. It could be just me hanging out with the guys and complete bullshitting about our round. Like it's all just fun. It is what it is. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not looking to be Joe Rogan. I'm just looking.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, if it turns into something like that, great. But that's not my main goal. It's more of just giving a platform.
They'll be replaying this in a few years. And when they go, do you remember when you said this? And it'll be
shit. I hope so. But it's more about like I want to do, like we have a plan to do like a local tournament, like a back to school, and kind of like everybody like make the entry fee, like most tournaments are $125, $150. Make it $100, but bring $25 worth of school supplies, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And do stuff like that. We already have a city councilman involved. It's really just about locking in a date.
Great.
It's a great idea.
Give back a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Do something.
Good cause. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah, just something different. Get the name out because I'm on another Upstate Golf Guys podcast as well with Anthony and Mike. So we're gonna kind of just do a joint thing, and we have a city councilman who's all aboard, and I know the mayor personally, not personally, but I know people who do know her personally, that I don't think it'd be an issue. They'd help out and everything else, just to make sure the stuff goes to the people who actually need it and not just people grabbing shit because it's free.
Just disappears, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's this is great. Like you said, a nice little, get people on here, get some exposure, get yourself some exposure, your community. So
that's it.
Great what you're doing.
Thanks, man. So I always like to wrap up with 3 questions. I'm assuming you guys play golf because you created the SnapCaddie. So what's your favorite club in your bag?
My putter.
5-iron.
5-iron. Okay, that's the first I think I've got a 5-iron.
Yeah.
Mine's
the driver all the time. So
what's your?
Mine's my 7-iron. My 7-iron's my most consistent. Even today when I was playing like shit, I still knew I could hit my 7-iron and it would go where I wanted to go. My driver, I've had a snap hook lately. All of a sudden today, everything's going right. I even set up my phone and was recording myself to see if I could see something in my swing. I'm sitting there, I'm like, this looks perfectly fine. What the hell am I doing right now? So I'm hoping for a different outcome tomorrow. It was a tough day.
Every day.
That's what you love about golf right there. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm
gosh. Just those days.
coming off an 82. I think I shot like a 93 today. I'm like, what the hell happened? I was this 2 days ago. I just did this. What happened? It's golf. It's golf.
Yep. The love and hate of it, but keeps you coming back. That's for sure.
Yep.
Man. When I first started, you would see me line up just dead left, right? People would be like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, just trust me, right? Just had a nasty slice, and it would just come around for me.
Yep.
Still does sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I used to do the same thing. Like, people thought I was crazy, but every time I'd hit a fairway, I'd be right in the middle.
You got to play with what you got.
Or there's the every couple times you do actually hit it straight and you send it right into the woods or something.
Yeah.
And do a house. Yeah.
Great ball.
Out on the course isn't the time to make corrections. It's just like play with what you got that day.
That's it. Now, what's your favorite course you've ever played?
I mean, I don't know, Nick. What do you got one? I played. There's a couple that I really like.
I was trying to think, because the favorite course I ever played versus there's a lot of reasons for that to be a favorite. Like, if I was thinking aesthetics specifically, I'd probably say Mayakoba or Pebble. And then, but I didn't play my best rounds at those places, and I could, hover somewhere else in that regard. But Mayakoba was really cool.
Yeah, that was
on during Bennett's wedding, actually, in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
I think they host the Latin American. I can't think of the tournament that they have there, but it's beautiful. Cenote days running through it, and I couldn't save a ball for the life of me, but it was really
lots of mangroves.
I want to play it again.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you want to go back and play the course after now that you know it.
Yeah.
You want to go back and play it. Yep. I know the feeling.
Worse.
Yep. What about you?
Have to say whistling.
Oh, nice.
Yep. It was a birthday present from the wife. Nick was there too. A couple buddies. Wife walked the entire course with me. We had caddies, but it's easier when you're not carrying your bag. That's for sure. But the scenery, it was like a beautiful day for golf. Some of the headwinds were a little strong, but it was just a gorgeous course. Bagpipes at night, at dusk. We finished like right as the sun was going down. So
Lake Michigan looks really pretty. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, that's a cool experience right there for sure. Yeah, I played Slick Rock down in Texas. Was the nicest. Like, just the way they manicured the course, everything else. It was I don't know if it was like there was an LPGA tournament or some kind of tournament there. I think it was the weekend after we were there, so the course was in mint condition for it.
Really?
It was cool. It was cool, playing with near cactuses and everything else, stuff you don't see in upstate New York.
That is cool.
And then the last question is, what's one thing you want to improve on your game this year?
Ooh.
Getting off the tee box.
That is actually, I'll take that.
That will destroy my game any day if I'm having trouble.
Hitting my tee shots where I can find them.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3. That's 3 for 3, man. Trouble off the tee. That's why I got him as a sponsor. Trouble off the tee, man. I'm telling you, it fits perfect to my golf game.
Yep, most inconsistent club for me, so that's why I like the 5-iron. Right? That's I'll just, if it's a shorter par 4 or par 4 in general, I'll just stick the 5-iron out there and it's safe, right?
Yep. All right, I like it. That's not a bad play. I mean, I don't use my 5 that often, but that's not a bad play. I was actually thinking today how bad I was getting off the tee of clubbing down and just playing it a little bit more simple, because I was having such a tough time. But hey, guys, I really appreciate you jumping on. Why don't you guys plug where they can find you, and then also send me some pictures or videos of what you got. I'll put a nice reel together to promote the podcast as well when I drop it.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, SnapCaddies at SnapCaddies on Instagram. There's a link right there to the Etsy shop website coming soon. Got a few different colors too. I'm going to be adding. So any questions, just reach out to me or Nick on Instagram. So
awesome. Yeah, these guys are real responsive. got back to me right away, which I appreciate. Once again, I appreciate your guys' time. If you guys ever come up to New York, let's definitely get around to golfing for sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. Appreciate everybody tuning in and listening to the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. Later.